go. So we are gonna skip 8 just for a second, mostly because a lot of the same strategies that we've learned so far will help us with our 8s. We are going to talk about some strategies with 9s. Put your hands down.
Wait, can you skip count by error numbers after 10?
You can skip count by whatever number you want. So, we're going to be looking at how to solve the equation 9 groups of 9. What are some strategies that we know so far? This should be your title. It should be already written at the top of your page. If you haven't gotten that far, please write that at the top of your page. What are some strategies that you would use to solve 9 times 9, or 9 groups of 9 that we have learned? Zach? Okay. Ariana? Yes, we've got that break apart. We might break apart the 9 into 2 smaller, easier equations. What else could you do? A strategy that we have learned. Valen?
Faster.
We could do a fast array or a real array. Either are fine. What else could I do? Evelyn?
You could kind of round 9 to 10, and then 9 times 10, which equals 90, and then subtract 190.
Okay, we're going to talk about that today. Any other strategies that we have learned? Put it up. Could I draw equal groups? I saw lots of people yesterday when we were solving those multiplication problems drawing circles and dots. Those are equal groups. That's a strategy. Heidi?
I have a strategy that we have.
I know. Ariana? A bar model. Bar model is not going to necessarily help you solve it. A bar model just helps you get an equation. Okay, did we close that door, please? Ron? 9 times 9?
Yeah.
What would be a different equation?
9.
Okay, so you're doing like repeated addition, like adding it up over and over again? Sure. That was one of our first strategies. Now, 9 groups of 9 doing repeated addition might take a while, right? Drawing out 9 groups of 9 equal groups or even a fast array might take a while. Break apart might be the fastest, but when we're breaking apart a 9, there's not many friendly numbers, right? Like you could break it into maybe 5 and 4, but 4 is not really friendly. 5 is pretty friendly. 4, I'm not sure about. So today we're going to talk about, well, 9s actually are very close to a friendly number. You don't need to write this, but what friendly number are 9s close to? It's not a trick question. It's not a trick question. Next one? 10. Are you good at multiplying by 10s? Yeah. I do want you to write down this question. You can make it a subtitle. We haven't written that much. It says, how can I use my 10s to help me solve my 9s? How can I use my 10s to help me solve my 9s? once you've written that question, I want you to write this expression, 10 groups of 2. No, we don't need to. Next to it, I want you to draw the array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Miss Miller.
Yes? So far, so good? But say I don't actually want to know 10 groups of 2. I actually want to go to 9 groups of 2. How could I change that? Right now I have 10 groups of 2, but what I want is I want 9 groups of 2. How am I going to change my array? Another trick question. I see she lots of hands. Sit up, Bryson. I have 10 groups of 2. How do I get that to be 9 groups of 2? What do I need to do? Zach?
Erase 2.
Yeah, I need to take away a group of 2. Okay, well, draw a line through one of your groups of 2. What do you have now? Yeah? 18. Hey, 10 groups of 2 is 20. And guess what 9 groups of 2 is?
18. We can put the opposite, like, 9 groups of 2 versus 9. You know, like, would that still work? And 2 groups of 10?
Can you say that again, John?
Like, we get, like, probably the 2 groups of 10.
Now, let's say I wanted to do, how about 10 groups of 4? If I wanted to do 10 groups of 4, we could do a fast array. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's my 4 groups of 10. Or 10 groups of 4. But how do I make that 9 groups of 4? Because remember, I'm not actually trying to solve 10 groups of 4. I want to solve 9 groups of 4. How would I do that? How would I make that array into 9 groups of 4? Madison? Take away 1? Just 1, like this? Okay, so not that one, a different one. Like that one. Do I have to take away this one? Okay, I'm not taking away 1. I need more words there. Keegan? I'm going to take away 4. I'm going to take away 1 group. There's a whole group here. I'm taking away that whole group of 4. So if I know 10 groups of 4 is 40, and I take away a group of 4, 36. Zach, I need your side conversation to stop. What if I wanted to figure out 10 groups of 7? Go ahead and draw your fast array for 10 groups of 7.
use a normal race.
You can use a normal array.
Like, but I don't get how to use fast arrays because I've been using.
You can use normal arrays.
Like, how do I do a fast array?
You just do the one row and the one column.
So like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like 7 out.
And 10 across. Yep. Well, what's 10 times 7? 70. But I don't actually want 10 times 7. I actually want 9 times 7. How do I get from 10 groups of 7 to 9 groups of 7? How do I change that? Huxley? I take away one group of 7. Well, if I was at 70 and I took away one group of 7, what number am I at now?
60.
Rylan?
You're at 63, and I noticed.
What are you noticing?
So whenever you're doing it, whenever you get the answer to what you're doing is you're just taking away this 2, which is just the number right after the 2. So whenever you're doing it, every time you're just going to take away the number that comes right after the 10 or 4 or 7.
Yeah, let me show you in math language what we're doing. Stop spinning. So up here I had 10 groups of 2, right? And then I took away, what operation is take away? Subtraction. What did you take away? 1 group of 2. 10 groups of 2 minus 1 group of 2 gave you 9 groups of 2. That's the math language of what you're doing. Let's try it with 10 groups of 4. I had 10 groups of 4. Then what happened? I'm writing, you're writing. I see somebody just chilling. I'm going to subtract. I'm taking away. Macklin, what am I taking away? 1 group of 4, and that's going to give me 9 groups of 4. That math language looks crazy, but if you read it, it doesn't sound that crazy. Let's try it one more time with our 10 groups of 7. I'm starting with 10 groups of 7. Then what do I do? Zach? Minus, what am I subtracting, Zach? 1 group of 7, and what's that going to leave me with? Yeah. Yeah, 9 groups of 7. Do you know your 10s?
Yes.
Do you know your 1s?
Yes.
That's not a bad equation then, huh? That's a little friendlier. Notice that I'm writing it all down. So far, so good. Ariana, you have your hand up. Are you good? Go for it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So if I go back to my original equation, go ahead and write 9 times 9 down. If you need to go to the next page, that's fine. Now, are we really going to draw out 9 groups of 9?
No.
No. Could you?
Yes.
What's a friendlier equation we could use? So that, Jalen, what's a friendlier equation I could use? Not 10 times 10, no.
10 times
9, let's get in the habit of saying groups again, because you guys are going back to times, and that makes it hard to understand what's happening. I have 9 groups of 9. So what's going to be the next friendly number close to that, Jalen? 10 groups of 9. Let's write 10 groups of 9. We're writing that equation underneath. How do I get from 10 groups of 9 back to 9 groups of 9? Because 10 groups of 9 is not what I want. How do I get from 10 groups of 9 back to 9 groups of 9? Grayson? How do I get from 10 groups of 9 back to 9 groups of 9? I'm going to take away, not a 9, one group of 9. I'm writing, you're writing.
Are we these live names?
Yeah, so now we can solve the parentheses. Well, what's 10 groups of 9? 90. Minus 1 group of 9. What is 1 group of 9? What is 9? Take away 9. 81. Hey, you just figured it out. 9 groups of 9 is worth 81. Yeah, it's not so bad, is it? Let's try another one. Let's try a bigger one. Read that equation to me. 9 read that equation to me. 9 groups of 12. If I drew that out, it would take a while. Can I? Yes. But let's work a little smarter. Not so difficult. 9 groups of 12 is a lot of dots. Let's work a little smarter. So instead of 9 groups of 12, how do I want to think about this? Kaden? Yeah. Instead of 9 groups of 12, I'd rather do 10 groups of 12. But wait, do I really want 10 groups of 12? No. So how do I get back to what I actually want? 10 groups of 12 is just easier, but I have to get back to 9 groups of 12. Carl? Okay. Gio, what do you think? Ron, stop talking.
Minus 12.
Not minus 12, minus.
Minus 1.
There we go. I'm at 10 groups, and I want to get to 1 group. So far, so good? Carl, does that make sense? See that? 10 groups of 12 is worth, raise your hand, do not yell at me. 10 groups of 12, if you're not sure, you can skip count by 10. John, you know how to skip count by 10? Keep going. What is it? It is 120. Is my answer 120? No. Because I now need to take away 1 group of 12. What's 1 group of 12? Everyone.
So,
Go ahead and solve that. What is 120 minus 12?
we don't learn how to divide it. The grade. We don't learn how to divide it.
Carl? It's not 118, because that's only 2 away. Now. Mackenzie? What?
My answer doesn't.
Okay, solve it. Come on, y'all, break apart. 10 and 2. 120 minus 10. And then minus 2. Don't make it harder. Chill out. Ariana? Is that what you get, Kat?
Yes.
108. That means 9 groups of 12 is worth 108. Rather than Zach, absolutely not. So now that we have done some work with our 9s, let's go see if we can use that to solve. We have 2 problems left in our 9s. We have 9 times 8 to solve. Well, what's 10 times 8? 80. Take away 1 group of 8.
72.
Let's go to our mini multiplication chart. Let's fill it out.
I can't find mine.
That's no problem. Find it in your notebook. So we know we just solved 9 times 8 because we did 10 times 8 is 80. Take away 1 group of 8 got us to 72. And then 9 times 9. 10 times 9 is 90. Take away 1 group of 9 is 81. There we go. We only have 1 equation left, and that is 8 times 8. Use some empty space. Solve 8 times 8 and fill in that last one.
What's 8 plus 15?
Sure. Whatever strategy you want to do. Fill in 8 times 8. That's our last one, and then we've got it all filled out. Yeah, so John said, hey, I know 7 times 8 is 56. So I'm just going to add 1 more 8, which was what, John?
That equals 64.
64.
Yeah.
Good strategy. Good strategy. All right. We're going to stop here.